Welcome everyone. This is Coaching in Session. My name is Michael Rearden and I will be your mindset coach today. And today we're going to be talking about mental fortitude. Mental fortitude is going to be the thing that helps us reach greatness. If you have poor mental fortitude, reaching greatness can happen, but it's going to be a lot more difficult. What is mental fortitude? Mental fortitude is going to give ourselves the mindset or the mind state that no matter what or whatever we're going through, we can overcome the situation that we have been given or that we have fallen in. We are going to rely on our skills. We're going to rely on our knowledge. We are going to be self-sufficient and self-sustaining. Mental fortitude is going to give us that strength to help us through the situation. Now, there's many situations that might be what mental fortitude is. Many people are lacking this skill, maybe if you want to call it, but mental fortitude is more of a sense of your mind becoming strong. The way I like to say mental fortitude can help is by we are going to stop before we reach the goal. Most of us, we're going to stop just before the goal because we have not fortified ourselves to not stop until we reach the goal. So this is going to be a mentality that many people need in their life, and it can be the key to unlock the locked doors that have been in your way or you might have lost the keys for in your mind to finally help you reach your dreams. Because we just talked about dreams last week. But today we're going to be talking about what is the mental fortitude necessary to reach those dreams. We have to fortify our mind. And the way we do it is by giving ourselves challenge, by giving ourselves consistent growing methods. And then from there, our mind becomes naturally stronger. It's not an overnight sensation, an overnight success. But with time and diligence, we create a mind that's mentally fortified. But let's take a look at my most recent blog so we can get some ideas and some deeper understandings to help us mentally fortify our mind in a way that's going to help us combat all the things that happen in our life and in the world. All right, everyone, if you're new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and to share the video and or audio to help build a community of like-minded individuals. Today, we're going to be talking about mental fortitude and the pursuit of greatness, my most recent blog. The whole concept for the blog is talking about a story. The story is of a knight, and the knight would slay dragons, right? So this is a medieval tale. We are going to be turning it in just a moment after I introduce the blog into reality. But I want to give you the idea of mental fortitude in a different situation. Imagine a knight who has trained all of their life to fight dragons, to slay dragons, to only one day be knighted, and now he's a knight. And the king sends this knight off to go fight a dragon that is burning and destroying all the villages on the outskirts of the kingdom. Well, guess what happens? The knight's afraid. There's nothing wrong with being afraid, but the knight can't even pick up his sword. He cannot even fight. The fear has immobilized him. Though he is well trained, though he is a seasoned fighter, he is not mentally fortified to give his life for the kingdom. He is not mentally fortified to fight an opponent that might be stronger or that might win. He has not accepted death. Yet many people, they run to their dreams, but yet they have no plan. Many people, they run to their graves, yet they forget to live. This is mental fortitude in the reverse way, because we don't necessarily give ourselves the idea of death or life. We say, right now, I can make some change. I can do something in my life, but you don't do anything to grow yourself. You don't do the training. You don't give yourself the mental fortitude. We have aspirations to be this knight in shining armor that's going to go fight and slay this dragon and then be known all around the kingdom as Dragon Slayer. But yet we can't pick up our sword. Yet we can't fight. Yet we can't use the skills that we have gained and attained throughout the years. Our fear has taken over. We have not learned to walk toward the fear. There is an aspect to we need mental fortitude in order to slay the dragons, to fight the fights and the battles that we need to in our world. And I go into detail in the blog, and this is just a story. We're going to be talking about a different aspect in just a moment. This right here is going to transform you. This story right here, and just helping you cultivate it. I'm going to give you some modern methods. I know the story can be a bit on the fanciful side, but we need imagination in order to attain mental fortitude. So what I have done here in this article is I have made it fun. I have made it easy for you to understand that if you want greatness in your life, you do have to mentally fortify yourself, because a lot of people, they want the trophy, but they don't mentally fortify themselves for the in-between. If you're running a race, the mental fortification is you're going to get into a point into a race, especially if you're a marathon runner that does long distances, 100 miles and stuff like that. They call it the pain cave. In this pain cave, it's like you need to go there. You need to relish in that pain, and regardless of what that pain is saying or what your mind is telling you to do, like stop, you don't. You just stay in that cave, keep on trucking until you finish. So mental fortitude is going to be that. But let's start to bring it into modern reality. Let's start to bring it into a real world wisdom, a real world situation. So knowing that you can be mentally fortified is going to be the key to this, because we all have the ability to give ourselves mental fortification. Mental fortification is just we have trained our mind to be confident in what we can do and what we will do. Sometimes mental fortitude can come out as confidence. Sometimes it can come out as certainty. Sometimes it can come out as courage. Mental fortitude is going to be that tying knot that brings everything together. As I said, on the road to success, there's going to be many trials and tribulations that we have to go through. Those ups and downs, let me tell you about them. Not pretty sometimes. Sometimes full of struggle. Maybe a lot of uncertainty can be there. Maybe you're trying to remain as safe as possible. So you do what you need to do only, not everything that you have to do. There is a difference between doing the things that are a necessity and things that are essential. For example, if you have a 9-to-5, you don't want to get fired, most likely. Maybe you do. I don't know. During your work, you are going to be given a workload, caseload, whatever it be, task, goals. You have to be able to do them. If you are not doing them, it's going to put out other employees because they have to kind of fill in where you're not doing it. And now people are upset. So this means you're not being effective, you're not being efficient, you're not being a good worker, you're not a good employee. Why keep you? So people get fired. You're not doing your job. The aspect is, okay, well, if I want to keep my job, I have to do what is a necessity. In life, if we just reverse that necessity to mental fortitude now, and that mental fortitude is how can we grow rather than stay in a job? Mental fortitude is going to be the path. Because if we say, I want to be the number one bodybuilder in the world, do you think it's an easy task? It's not. Let's say you want to be the number one influencer if you're like a YouTuber or something. Is it an easy task? No, it's not. There's going to be a lot of things you don't want to do. There's going to be a lot of uncomfortable moments. There's going to be a lot of scrutiny along the way. It's not as easy as it seems. Maybe you gave yourself if you want to be an MMA fighter, right? You want to be this great mixed martial artist and you're going and you want to win a title. Well, guess what? If you do win, do you keep it? Can you retain that title? Some do, but most people, they start to lose that drive. They start to lose that hunger because there's going to be an individual that has seen what you have done to get to where you are. And they say, the only thing I have to do is do more than this individual. And this is where mental fortitude comes in. Because even though you have gone a certain path, a certain distance, there's always going to be someone else right on your tail. In life, when it comes to success and growth and chasing after that number one spot, there's only that one spot. Everyone wants it, but the people who get it and the people who maintain it are the people who mentally fortify themselves. Now, mental fortification is an easy thing to give yourself. The best way I love to tap into my mental fortification is by doing the things that are painful. Now, painful doesn't necessarily mean my leg hurts, my back hurts, like I'm starting to complain now. There's a lot of things wrong. Pain means uncomfortable moments. When I'm running, for example, I'm running. All of a sudden, my brain is like, hey, stop, you're tired. Your heart's beating a little bit too fast. Your legs hurt. There's all of these different things my brain is telling me to get me to stop. And you know what I tell myself? I go, why am I going to stop? It's going to take me longer to reach my goal. Time is of the essence, I say. So mental fortitude for me, I use time because I say I have 24 hours in a day. It could take me 50 minutes to run a mile or it could take me 5. So I choose to get it done as quick as possible. Now there's an aspect to life. Well, you're not enjoying life, right? You're running everything in 5 minutes, right? You only have 5 minutes for this and 5 minutes for that. And before you know it, you're just being so nitpicky with your time that you don't get to enjoy life. Mental fortitude is not this conversation. There's an aspect to enjoying life, and every bit of information that I give you are nuggets. They're pieces to the puzzle. Today, we talk about mental fortitude. We have talked about living in the moment already. I'll talk about living in the moment again if you need me to. The idea is that we take all the lessons that I'm sharing with you, all the bits of wisdom and the knowledge, whatever you want to consider it, and we start to utilize them and we start to implement them into our life. This is where mindset and coaching comes in, mentorship. We become better. We become stronger. I'm focused on time. I'm focused on efficiency. My mental fortitude is how can this get done? No matter what. Mental fortitude. We do the hard things, mental fortitude, because some days you're not going to want to wake up and go to work. Some days you're going to feel like, I don't feel good. Maybe you're sick. Maybe you got the flu. Maybe you got COVID. There's so many different things that can go wrong in your life. But yet, just because things are going wrong, it doesn't mean that you stop. I talk about the story of Dan Millman, the gymnast who had a motorcycle accident, broke his leg or shattered his leg. And the doctor said, guess what? You're not going to be a gymnast anymore. You'll be lucky if you can walk. He said, okay. Depression kicked in. He was sad. He got a mentor that helped him along the way. In the beginning, his mentality was weak. His mentality was, how can I win? How can I do my dreams? How can I go after my goals? I am injured. I can't do it anymore. Luckily for him, he had a great mentor, a great coach that said, so this accident is enough to make you stop your dreams from reaching the things that you have wanted so dearly in life. He started to think now. And then he started to mentally fortify himself that no matter what accident, no matter how much pain he had to go through to rehabilitate himself to make sure he was ready to go into the Olympics and win gold, this was mental fortitude for him. He had to go through the gauntlet. And many people, they just avoid the gauntlet. Struggle? No, thank you. I don't want that. What? Hardship? Leave that for someone else. That's not my cup of tea. But those moments make you the strongest. I've had guests come on. They will talk about their stories. And some of their stories, again, they're coming from nothing. They have failed. They were alcoholics. They were drug addicts. They have been fired. They have been ridiculed. They've been spit on. They have been given less than what they deserved. This is going to be the idea of mental fortitude because they have a choice. They can succumb to all of the negativities, all of the moments that are not prosperous for them, and they can stay there. Or they can say, I'm going to push through the pain. I'm going to see the positive. I'm going to get to the other side. I'm not going to stop. Reven, if you're not familiar, if you're new to the podcast, welcome. Glad you're here. Reven is just never turned backwards. I know coaching in session is the podcast to Reven concepts, but Reven is just never turned backwards. Why is that? Because limiting beliefs are what drive the world to complacency, to comfort, to a mundane life. They don't drive the world to be prosperous. They don't drive the world to be wonderful. They don't drive your life to be full of meaning. What does that mean? That means we have to turn our limiting beliefs around. We need to give ourselves mental fortitude that regardless if it seems impossible, we are still going to go for it. The reason is because if it is your dream, and if it's your gift, if it's your passion, if it is your destiny, maybe, however you want to consider it, you have to do it. Now, I say you have to do it loosely. You don't have to do anything in life. You can sit there, you can sit on the sofa, eat a bunch of hamburgers and hot dogs and potato chips and whatever you want. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to fall into the life that you want. You just have the life that you have. You don't have to be great in life. You don't have to be wealthy. You don't have to be successful. You can just be who you are. But for the people who want to be more than what they are, for the people who want greatness in their life, they have to mentally fortify themselves. No great doctor didn't have to mentally fortify himself or herself because they understand when a patient is struggling and dying and death is right there in front of us, do you freeze or do you take action? Doctors are trained in those situations, and health professionals and police, firefighters are trained in those situations to be mentally fortified because in those situations, people lock up. And sometimes in those situations, people realize this is not for me because they see it firsthand. It's scary. It's scary. Do you walk toward it? Do you overcome it? When you walk toward it and when you overcome it, something happens in your mind, mental fortitude. But when you run away from it and you say, you know what, I'm not going to do this, something also happens in your mind. You create an obstacle now. You create a limit for yourself. You create the aspect of if you want to grow, you have to overcome this. And most people, they say this is the stop. This is where everything stops. There's going to be certain situations that you can avoid, right? For example, some people in blood, if they see blood, they're like, oh my God, I'm going to faint. I'm going to faint. It's blood. I'm not saying you need to mentally fortify yourself for everything, right? You don't want to be a doctor, right? Maybe you want to be a runner. Runners are not necessarily going to be seeing blood a lot. Maybe you do, right? If you're a runner, but it's not going to be one of those things you just see every single day. If you're a doctor or a surgeon, you're going to see blood quite a bit. So depending on your expertise or the field that you're going in, you need to mentally fortify yourself for what is to come. In life, how do we mentally fortify ourselves to what is coming? Well, we need to mentally fortify ourselves to go after our dreams, our goals, and our ambitions. We need to focus on our health. We need to focus on our mindset. All of these are going to have obstacles in front of them. Mindset can be, well, I believe I can't do it. Or we have a scarcity mindset or a fixed mindset, and we are limited in that sense. Mental fortitude is getting through it. Mental fortitude is saying that regardless of this, I'm going to grow. I'm going to be better than what this current situation is. I'm going to get through all of the struggles. Mental fortitude is growing. It's helping you grow. It's helping you understand that I'm ready, even if you're not. I talked about the story, probably episode 200, maybe even like episode 100, when I was becoming a teacher. After you do your student teaching, after, 8-9 weeks of working with teachers and professionals in the field and learning your craft, because in college, you don't necessarily learn how to be a teacher. You just learn the knowledge, right? The knowledge is not enough to be a teacher, because when you go into school, there's classroom management. Maybe you learn a little bit of that, but now we're hands-on. How can we learn what to do? We learn from a mentor. We learn from a coach. We learn from someone who has already did it or done it. When I was on my last day, I was a lot better than where I started. I'll tell you that much. But I remember speaking with my cooperating teacher, great guy, great man. I said, I don't think I'm ready. I think I need more time. He goes, no, you're ready. You're ready. And I was like, okay. I had to mentally fortify myself to say that I was ready. I had to equip myself to handle any situation that I needed to in the classroom. He had a saying. He says, you have to be ready for bear. I had to mentally fortify myself to be equipped that no matter what happens in life, I was ready. There's so many aspects to mental fortitude. Can you handle the situations that are given to you or that might be presented to you in life? Or do you freeze? Mental fortitude is helping you pick up your sword and say, I'm going to fight. Mental fortitude is going to say, I'm going to move instead of locking up and freezing. I don't know if you've ever had a dream. This happened a lot when I was a kid. I don't really have these dreams anymore. I remember when I was younger, I used to have dreams. I would lock up. Someone was chasing me or something scary was happening, or animals coming after me. And sometimes in the dream, I would stop. Those dreams don't happen anymore. But when I was young, I had to build up my mental fortitude. Sports can be a great way when you're young to build up mental fortitude. Martial arts can be a great way to build mental fortitude when you're young. You can even do it when you're older. All of these methods are just helping you build mental fortitude. You can get a mindset coach to help you build mental fortitude. But again, the methods to build mental fortitude are action and taking action when there's going to be struggle, when there's going to be pain, and when the challenge is imminent. So in closing, mental fortitude in the pursuit of greatness is going to be a must read for anyone who's looking to understand mental fortitude in a deeper and maybe even a more meaningful way, because we do have to fortify ourselves for greatness. And if we are just going to haphazardly go into the world to do the things that we might think we're doing that are good and beneficial, but they're not, then that means we need to become trained to do the hard things, right? It is easy to say that, I think I'm ready, but do you know you're ready? Have you done it? Have you been presented with the situation already? And have you said, all right, in this situation, I'm going to do it. In this situation, are you going to come out on top? No matter the stress, no matter the struggle, no matter what you have been presented, you make sure you win. This is what mental fortitude is. Mental fortitude is going to make sure you have what it takes, what you need to win. So mental fortitude can be more so of the idea of I'm going to push through the pain, push through the struggle. Mental fortitude can be the aspect of I have the mental fortitude because I have the skills and the knowledge and the wisdom to do the task. There are many things mental fortitude can be, but what I will say that mental fortitude is giving up. It is not limiting beliefs. It is not, I'll do it later. Mental fortitude is doing the hard things now. That is what you have to get into the mindset of. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to win now. There is not going to be another opportunity because this is the opportunity. Because if you say there's another opportunity, you have given yourself, you have changed your mindset. You have trained your mindset to say that it can wait. It's not a priority. And you are now mentally draining yourself because now you're no longer fortified. You're fragile because you have said, it can wait. It's not a priority. This is something that's not important. Life is important. You are important. Your dreams and your potential are essential. And we need to make sure that we can get to the places that we want to. We have to mentally fortify ourselves. How you do it is up to you. Leave it up to interpretation, maybe. The blog goes into detail. It gives a story, gives an example, the analogy of it. I have talked about many different examples, what mental fortitude is, why it is necessary, and why it is a necessity in your life. Because if you are not fortified to go after your dreams and your goals and greatness, you're always going to fall short of it. Because the moment right before dawn, they say, is always the darkest. It's always the most difficult. And right before your dreams and right before the feeling of greatness or the feeling of prosperity, we have to be mentally fortified to go through that last bit, that last mile, that last stretch. Can we push through the pain? Can we push through the weak mindsets that we fall into? Because the brain loves comfort. The brain wants to keep us safe. The brain wants to keep us steady. But we need to be more than just steady. We need to find that high point in life, and we need to make sure we get it. And the way we get it is by challenging ourselves, challenging our mind. The brain is so amazing because the moment it says stop and you don't stop, the brain learns something. Oh, wait, this person means business. Let me make sure I give them exactly what they need. Let me give them something to help them along the way. Let me give them the mental fortitude that when they start to feel this pain again, when they start to get this struggle again, or they're faced with this challenge, they don't freeze. They take action. So we can take action today. We can take action toward mental fortitude. We can take action to a better life. What is going to be your decision? As always, we are here to help facilitate that mental fortitude. You can do it by yourself. You can do it by alternative means. Mindset coaching is instilling mental fortitude into your brain, into your mind. Because I would not only challenge what you think, I would not only challenge the status quo you create for yourself, but I will give you the moments that you can learn that growth and potential was always in reach. So if you're ready to reach for that mental fortitude, for those moments that are going to help propel you to the next level, we are here, we're excited, and I hope you're ready. My name is Michael Rearden. I'm a mindset coach. If you have any questions, email me, coachinginsession@gmail.com, and I will see everyone on the next episode of Coaching in Session. Until then, everyone, take care.